Hello and welcome to this North and Scottish Regional Tag Rugby Nationals Championships. My name's Nick Woodward. Joining me is Lewis O'Brien. How are you, Lewis? You well?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. So, first game up, it's between Manchester mixed and Wigan mixed. Manchester in the red and the black, Wigan in the cherry and white. And very quickly run through the teams as Matt Blades, our referee, just about gets us underway. For Manchester, kicking off from left to right is number 1, Isabel Birds, number 2, Flora Bouchier, number 3, Elizabeth Bowen, number 4, Dan Brown, 5, George Collins, 6, Barney Dathan, 7, Claire Flanagan, 8, Ed Jessup, as Wigan failed to field the kick-off and immediately conceded a goal line dropout. Ball is kicked. We've got Ed Jessup for Manchester, number 8, Adam Johnson, number 9, as we knock on. 10 is Becky Plummer, 11 Rebecca Richards, 12 Josh Richmond, 13 Joel Rongong, 14 Flick Street, 15 Dan Willer, and 16 Sally Wood for Wigan. Wonderfully clear numbers on the back of their shirts, as you can see. Number 1, Debbie Callan, 2, Zoe Burgess, 3, Hannah Lawson, 4, Holly Corliss, 5, Neelam Chavda, 6, Niska Brennan, 7, Lauren Mann, 8, Emma Woods, 9, Carl Burgess, 10, Adam Jones, 11, Tom Alderson, 12, Nick Hughes, 13, Paul Gerrard, 14, Mike Collis, 15, Edwin Alcorn, and 16, Jonathan Abbott. So, comedy of errors so far, isn't it, Lewis?
That's right, mate. You know, both teams have failed to complete sets straight away.
We've got Ed Jessup on the ball now, just looking for support runs. He's doing a little shimmy and a flick, and he's able to draw a penalty from Adam Jones. As Ed takes the ball back to the 10-metre line, taps the ball, takes the first run in. Tags, immediately taking the tag from Wigan. And the halfback goes out wide. Manchester running it very wide, able to get the try down. No, from Matt Blades. I think the tag happened beforehand, before the try was scored. They're going to take and play the ball as on the spot. Little dummy back into the inside. Tag, good one in the inside there from Wigan on the sideline. Little bit of skipping and jumping away through. And we've got a try there from number 11 for Manchester, Rebecca Richards. And immediately comes off, along with Ed and Dan Brown. And Manchester will kick off immediately after the score. 1-0 to Manchester. Matt Blades there. Calling for an offside. Was the offside at the 10 there, Wigan?
It's a tight one, that, mate. I can't really comment.
Adam Johnson taking the ball in. No, not that one. He plays the ball, goes out wide. Out wide, ball goes to ground. A little bit of a knock on there. No, play on apparently. Must have come off the hand. Off the foot, sorry. Adam Johnson back into the inside now, back to Claire Flanagan. Adam again, scoots from dummy half, out wide, out to Flick, who is been denied this time. Can't quite see the reason, I presume she must have been in touch on that far side. So Wigan will have possession of the ball. As Debbie Callan takes the first drive in for Wigan, onto the outside. Nice tag there from Adam Johnson again. Back to Debbie for Wigan this time on this near side. Wigan playing it very tight down that left-hand flank so far. Now they throw the ball out wide. Good little run through the gap. And that was a lovely little play there from Paul Gerrard. From dummy half, they're going out to this left-hand side again. Couldn't quite get through the gap this time. Looking for support, no support from dummy half, it's the last tackle. Kick this time from Edward Alcorn. And it's picked up nicely by the number 6 for Manchester, Barney Dathan. throwing the ball wide very early on the first tag. Just about managed to evade. Brilliant run there from the number 15 for Manchester, Dan Witter. Out to Adam Johnson again. He looks out to his left-hand side, dummies back in, comes back in the inside, back into Dan. Dan Witter. Late tag there called by the referee. And it looks like they'll get the bonus point try. They will do for Becky Plummer, number 10, Manchester. And that makes the score Manchester 3, Wigan 0. No, 5-0. Is it 5-0 now? Oh, it's 3 points, isn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately there for Wigan, failing to field the kick-off. It'll be another goal line dropout for Wigan. They'll give possession back to Manchester. Ball sticks up just in front of Adam Johnson, but he picks the ball up calmly under. Looks like under no pressure as well. Little pirouette as he spins round, makes a half break. But he's eventually tagged, plays the ball out to Becky Plummer again, out to Dan Brown. And Brown is tagged just on the far side. Back inside to Ed Jessup, who almost gets the ball away onto a running support player. Back out to Becky again. This time she pirouettes through, gets away from Wigan. He's able to just about gets tagged just in front of the line. Dan again on the far side and out to the number 16 Sally Wood, who unfortunately just knocks on over the goal line. And we'll have a restart on the 10 metres for Wigan. What's your thoughts so far, Lewis?
Well, I think Wigan are struggling to get into the game. They're not having a lot of possession at the minute. Manchester shifting the ball out wide, which is great for the game as well. I mean, Adam Johnson so far, he's been great. In defence and attack as well. He's been our standout so far, in my opinion.
Wigan again playing it down that right-hand edge. I'm expecting them to throw the ball out to the left, round about. No, not this tag, obviously. Well, they've made it to the last tag already. So I expect the ball to throw out to the left-hand side this time. It does do. Comes out wide. They're able to evade the tags. A little miss kick there from number 15, Edward Alcorn, but was that a late tag there you give that? I couldn't quite see that, to be honest.
It was. So the kicks come through and the Manchester player is taking the tag. Debbie Callan takes the ball forward. Unfortunately, after they play the ball, Wigan throw a forward pass, and so Manchester get the ball back. That's come off the legs of Manchester, but Wigan gain possession in the form of Claire Flanagan. Lauren Mann, sorry. And now almost a make on the outside by Nick Hughes. Very good effort nonetheless. Play the ball on that right-hand side. Comes out quite early this time. Out to Edward Alcorn again, who's unfortunately just tagged as he makes the break through the middle. Again, Wigan penetrating this left-hand side. And that's a brilliant try in the end from Adam Jones. Adam Jones gets the try for Wigan. And that's... 3-1, sorry. No, 5-1. Yeah, 5-1, I thought it was. Wigan just taking the time, getting this game restarted. Confirmed from Matt Blades there, the referee. Score is 1-5 in favour of Manchester. And Ed Jessup will take the ball, field the kick. As he makes a breakthrough. It's a lovely little shimmy and a breakthrough. He's got support on his outside, but I don't think he'll need it. I don't think he'll... Oh, he would do. He just tagged just short of the try line. Manchester throwing the ball out wide again. Good defending that from Wigan. Good scrambling defence from Wigan. An incorrect play of the ball has coughed up possession.
they again look to infiltrate that right hand side, and Manchester not square out to play the ball. Tap from Wigan, as it's Emma Woods who takes the first drive up for them. Val Gamble passes it out wide, out to Paul Gerrard, plays the ball, again, out wide again. This Wigan penetrating this far side, this near side. Number 16, Jonathan Abbott, makes good yardage there for Wigan as they dummy to the left hand side, go right outside. A nice little inside ball from Carl Burgess. A little bit messy there from Wigan, but nonetheless it looks like they were tagged before the knock on, before Jonathan Abbott knocked on. They'll play the ball on the last tackle. It goes out to the right hand side again, out to Carl Burgess. Carl Burgess.
However, penalty for closing the gap.
And that's a bit of a cardinal sin, right on their line. The last tackle as well from Manchester. A little bit silly in that one. Matt Blades just wants Edward Alcorn to tap it in the right place.
Bit pedantic there from Matt Blades, if you ask me.
It goes out right to Emma Woods again. Plays the ball. Comes back inside to Carl Burgess. Gives it to Alcorn. And Wigan are through. And it's Edward Alcorn who scores the try for Wigan. And that narrows the gap considerably now. It's bonus box try as well. So that makes the score Manchester 5, Wigan 3. Alcorn with the kick as we restart this game, picked up by Ed Jessup. Easily tagged there from Wigan. Fleur Bouchier making a nice little run down the left hand side. Now back out to Ed and then on to Adam Johnson again. Plays the ball very quickly. Ed with the ball, scoots from dummy half. It goes out this right hand side for Manchester, who unfortunately cough up the ball. Claire Flanagan on that occasion with the knock on. And Wigan going very early down this left hand side, down this near side to the camera. Nice little run there from Edward Alcorn. Out wide, out to Hannah Lawson. Hannah Lawson passes it wide again to Jonathan Abbott. Abbott is tagged, plays the ball. Wigan putting a lot of pressure on this Manchester defence. Burgess this time takes the tackle. And Wigan are going out wide as well. And it is Alcorn again, right in the corner. Well, Wigan are giving Manchester a bit of a scare here. Playing very well, and that makes the score Manchester 5, Wigan 4. Wigan with the kick-off now. It's Alcorn with the kick-off, picked up, nicely fielded by Dan Brown. Dan Brown passes outside, out to Rebecca Richards, but I think the penalty has come back for a late tag on Dan Brown earlier on. Adam Johnson takes a quick tap, passes it outside. Very, very good out ball to Dan Witter. Dan Witter with the ball in hand, looks for support from Becky Plummer, is not able to get it. It's picked up by Dan Brown. Dan Brown passes it out wide again, but it's a bit of a scramble. And a nice little pirouette there from the sideline on the far side of the field. Isn't quite able to get through the gap, make the try down, as Wigan cough up possession, intercept. Don't quite able to regather possession there from number 15, Edward Alcorn. No, it's not 15, sorry. Anyway, Manchester passing out wide, and it's a lovely last-minute tackle there from Wigan, as Becky Plummer's brought to ground, tackled early. Manchester throwing the ball out wide this time. That's gone backwards. Dan Witter on the ball, in possession, looking for support. He's found Dan Brown. Dan Brown takes a step to the side, but he's tagged just before he's able to make a breakthrough. Adam Johnson looks left and right, looking for options, looking for support, not getting any. It's a long ball out to this near side to Rebecca Richards. Richards is tagged just short the try line. Witter out to Johnson. Johnson, lovely little short ball to Brown. Doesn't quite get through. Johnson again, looking for the unders line, and it's a try from Becky Plummer on the far side. That makes a score, it's a 2-point try. That makes the score 7-4, so you're right, yeah, 7-4. Manchester to kick off. It'll be Dan Witter. Fielded by Wigan, who quick play the ball, don't make many yards off that play. Now they're coming outside. Wigan now to this near side. Debbie Calland looking for support. Gets it almost a penalty in my opinion, not quite.
A hint of contact there if you ask me, mate.
Laurent Mann on this near side. Pass it out wide. Out to Nick Hughes. Nick Hughes is tackled round about centre field. It's the last tag and Wigan are only at the halfway line. The kick comes in, little grubber kick comes through. I think that's been missed by Becky, but play on. And so Manchester will have possession once again. Johnson out wide. Passing out wide. It was intercepted by Nick Hughes. And Wigan will have possession right in Manchester's half. Wigan going out wide. Almost a breakthrough on the far side of the field. As they come back inside and throw it back out again. Penetrating that right-hand side furthermore. Zoe Burgess plays the ball. Out wide. It's coming out wide to Wigan again. This time to Mike Hollis. Hollis plays the ball. It's Debbie Calland, who is tackled just short of the try line. Last tackle, Nick Hughes from dummy half. Picks the ball up, almost tagged. And that's a massive contact from there. Completely incidental, of course. I think Barney Dathan was going for the tag. And another contact penalty, again conceded by Barney. And Wigan take the penalty right with good possession on Manchester's line. As they throw it out to that right-hand side again. Play the ball. Come back on the inside here. With Edward Alcorn just taking possession up forward. It's coming, Wigan looking back on the inside, not getting anywhere. As they play the ball again. Looking for support is the number 10, Adam Jones. Adam Jones throws it out wide, that's gone backwards. It's going to hand to Hollis. Hollis out wide to Hughes. Hughes is tackled by Brown. It's the last tackle. We go out wide to Hollis again. He's looking, stepping inside and right. Looks almost gets tagged, but he's able to avoid capture. It's going out wide. We're going to forcing the ball out wide, and then there's a knock on. What looked like a knock on from Wigan. I think there was contact there as well. Lewis, what did you see there?
Manchester there are looking to regather the ball, and the Wigan woman takes her out. It looks like a head knock for me, mate.
Might have a bit of a delay here for the time being. It's Claire Flanagan who's on the ground, who's took a bit of a head knock. Hopefully she's all right. We'll let you know as soon as we can do. Play carries on for the time being. Back out to Witter. Witter with the kick through. He's chasing his own kick. It's going to bubble up nicely for him, and he's going to get the try. It's going to be a bonus point try at that. And I think that at this late stage in the game will make it an unassailable lead in favour of Manchester now.
Surely that's over now for Wigan. I can't see them coming back, mate, if I'm honest.
A 5-point gap as Manchester take the lead. Manchester extend their lead from 9 points to 4.
We're in our last minute as well, mate. I can't see Wigan doing much now.
5 points is a lot to ask in 1 minute, isn't it? Well, they've played very well though, Wigan. I'll give them the dues. bringing it back from what 5-4 down at one point, bringing it back, narrowing that gap closer. Very good performance from Wigan.
Looks like we've got a Manchester ball turnover here, mate. What can Dan do here?
He's going to do that, isn't he? He's going to, and then offload out wide, out to Flick Street, who gets a bonus box try to extend Manchester's lead even further. That's exactly what Manchester do.
Quality, mate. Quality.
Manchester lead 12 points to 4 now as Matt Blades closes the game off. And that's in the end, a comfortable victory on the score sheet.
It turned out very comfortable for Manchester, but you can't doubt Wigan's credentials here. They've performed really well.
I was speaking to one of the Wigan players beforehand, and in the past, with these national events, they've always got trounced, they've always got heavily beaten. They played very well this time, didn't they?
Played really well, mate, you're right, yeah. I can see them doing really well in the rest of this tournament today.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. So, as Lewis leaves us, as we finish off the first game of this this tournament, Manchester 12, Wigan 4. And welcome back to this Northern and Scottish Regional Tournament here in Stockport, Manchester. We're about to have our second live game underway. It's Matt Blades again on the sideline, on the referee, sorry. My name's Nick Woodward on the sideline, and this time we have the Yorkshire men's 40s and the Wigan men's 40s. And Yorkshire will kick us off. Nice little trap there from Wigan as we come down this near side. Eddie Horsfall there this time on this near side, tries to play the ball. Out wide again, this Wigan side, playing the ball very narrowly to start with, and fending called by Matt Blades, as Yorkshire will get their first taste of possession in this game. Very close, very dangerously on the Wigan try line. Yorkshire now out to the far side, very good tag there by Eddie Horsfall on this near side for Wigan Wizards. Yorkshire throw the ball out wide as they take the tackle quite centre field, very close to the Wigan try line. Out on the far side now, back on the inside, and it's a wonderful little effort. It's a bonus try, it's 2 points to Yorkshire, and it's Carl Smith, number 3, who gets that first try for Yorkshire. Makes the score Yorkshire 2, Wigan 0, and Yorkshire will restart us after the kick-off. Again, they're going down the same side. Wigan take the ball forward. Wigan looking for the gap there, but it's not to be. Taking the ball forward again, very early on, just play the ball off the mark. And they'll told to regather it, play the ball again. Dylan Barlow scoots from dummy half, he's tackled quite early on. Wigan not able to get out of their possession so far. Nice little dummy and a scoot around, and that gives Wigan a chance, but they've knocked on, but the penalty will come back to them. Dylan Barlow takes the ball forward. For Wigan this time, they'll get possession inside the Yorkshire half. Out wide. It's Phil Craven who takes the tackle on the far side of the field. Back to Barlow again. Barlow passes outside, going through the hands nicely. Yorkshire are tagged. About 20 metres or so from the Yorkshire try line. They're going out wide again. Wigan playing with the ball with the hands. Brilliant set of play. Eddie Horsfall there, looks like he's taken a stray knock to the eye. Wigan playing the ball, pushing the ball out wide again, very good hands. They're throwing the ball around an awful lot more as they get deep into their half, but again, Yorkshire conceded another penalty for closing the gap. As Martin Gambles is able to draw the penalty. Barlow this time takes the ball forward, a yard out from the Yorkshire try line. Gambles from dummy half passes it to the far side. It's going wide, and I think he's just been tagged on the far side there. That's Phil Craven for Wigan. Gambles again, out wide. Martin Fernie is tagged, centre field. Barlow picks it out wide, passes it out wide, bit of a scrappy pass, but nonetheless, Wigan still have possession of the ball. They've played it. It's back out as Wigan go down this right-hand side. But it's Martin Fernie who's able to, unfortunately, concede the penalty for contact. And Matt Blades really wants the Wigan lot back the full distance. Yorkshire then look to extend their lead, get out their possession of their own half. They take it out to the left-hand side. They're through the gap. It's the number 1, Alex Scargill, who takes the ball wide. And now Yorkshire look like they're going to throw the ball around. They don't. They take it forward. Simon Howland, Dummies right, goes left. Out wide again. Alex Scargill taking the tack early on. Scoots from dummy half. out on the far side, and that's a wonderful little step through. And it's Chris Barrett who gets the try for Yorkshire on the far side. Extends Yorkshire's lead, makes a score Yorkshire 3, Wigan 0. Yorkshire's down on this near side here, making their substitutions. Just while we have this little break in play, waiting for the kickoff to restart. It's Nell Sitz who will take the kickoff, but Yorkshire caught offside by Matt Blades. They won't get a quick clap for Wigan, but they will get the penalty nonetheless, and they'll have possession within the Yorkshire half. Gambles passes it, dummies to Barlow, but passes it out wide to Craven. Craven plays the ball out wide, it goes out to Kerr. Kerr is tagged. Gambles again, scoots from dummy half. Lovely little run from Gambles, he just isn't able to get through the line. Barlow passes out wide, he's looking to draw the defenders in, instead he goes for it himself. He's tagged just shy of the Yorkshire try line. He's out again, this time Craven takes the last, it's the last tag now. Gambles passes it out wide, and Wigan use up their 6 tags, and Yorkshire regain possession. Yorkshire with the first drive from Paul Ryan. They throw it outside, they've gone through the gap through the middle, they're on a break. Simon Howland makes the break, takes Yorkshire significant yards, a good cover defence from Wigan. Yorkshire out wide again, going out to the far side. Toby Fogg this time, tagged close to the touchline. Yorkshire coming back on this near side as they bring the ball to the right hand side. Good little pirouette and spins. 6 again, call from Matt Blades, referee. We're going to have some defending to do. It's out to this near side, and it's all the way through for number 7, Adam Watson, who extends Yorkshire's lead even further. And that's Yorkshire 4, Wigan 0. Yorkshire gets us restarted. Good start from Yorkshire so far. Yorkshire gets us restarted. It's in the hands of Barlow, who nearly drops it. He's able to regather the ball. And he's tagged 10 metres out from his own try line. And Wigan making good runs down that far side. In the name of Dave Melling. Dave Melling making good yards, takes him up to about halfway. Dylan Barlow takes him just across that halfway line as they play the ball. Out to Gambles again. Gambles is inside. Dummies. Goes. Looks for Martin Fernie, who's able to get through the gap, not without being tagged first. Barlow takes the tag first. It's the last tag. And Wigan have only just made it through that halfway line. Out to Gambles. Gambles passes it on by Craven, and it's picked up by Yorkshire, so it's a 0 tag. A good pick up there by number 14, Lee Nellist. And Yorkshire making the break right through the middle of the field. Wigan were disappointed with that, and it's a very good try, a good solo effort from number 3, Carl Smith. Carl Smith extends Yorkshire's lead even further to make it 5-0 to Yorkshire. Yorkshire will kick off to restart the game. Fielded again by Wigan. Off the body, but that's perfectly legal. And they'll take the tag. Will Chris Davis. Davis will play the ball close to his own try line. Wigan need to get out of their own half now. Barlow takes it forward. Wastes no time playing the ball. As Wigan move the ball centre field. It's Gambles will have the ball in possession with the cap on. Runs out to his far side. Looks onto his inside. Very good run nonetheless. And that is unfortunately very unfortunate there from Lee Haggerty, who draws the contact, and Yorkshire get the penalty. Yorkshire try to take advantage of this now, take it on the far side, centre field. Out to 13. Goes outside to the Yorkshire, Toby Fogg. Bit of a scramble there from Yorkshire as they drop possession, but it's through the gap and they've made the most of it. And it's Chris Barrett who gets the bonus box try for Yorkshire. And that'll be an additional 2 points to Yorkshire's total, which makes the score 7-0 to Yorkshire. Yorkshire will restart again, kicking into the same area every single time. And it's Wigan who'll field the ball out. And they're not able to tag the number 8 there, Chris Davis. Evading Yorkshire hands. Out to Barlow, Barlow out to Gamble. Gamble looking out further still. The tag just on that far side of the field. Gamble's look to his inside, doesn't get through and concedes what I'm assuming is a contact penalty. It is. And Yorkshire will get possession again in Wigan's half. Yorkshire out wide and they're through the gap again and they're going to cut inside. Yes, they will. They'll look for the bonus box try. It's the number 9, Ross Harding, who scored it. Couldn't quite see from my angle if he got it inside the box. Matt Blades will confirm in a moment. It was indeed. And that will take the score to Yorkshire 9, Wigan 0. Yorkshire, I'm sure you can hear barking instructions onto their team from the sideline. The kick comes through. It's centre field this time. Trapped by the foot and picked up by Wigan's number 6, Mark Webster. Webster passes out to the far side, or this near side, sorry, to Dave Melling. Melling plays the ball. It goes out to Gambles again. Gambles looks for support. It takes a tackle instead. Out wide. As Phil Craven is tagged, just as the tag's released. Gambles again, it's far side. Looks to take the scoop from dummy half. Out to Haggerty. Haggerty's on the far side. He's tagged just before the yellow cone on the far side of the field. It's the last tag, so Barlow will throw the ball out to Gamble. Gamble looks for support. He's got 2 players on this outside here in acres of space. If they can find it, but they're unable to. And I think this will be a penalty against Dave Melling. It is, the contact. And Yorkshire will get the ball back. And they'll make a wonderful break through the middle on the first tag. Out to Ross on this near side. Ross Harding, but the ball finds its way into touch. And Ross Harding was unable to make the most of that. And so Wigan will get the ball back after the ball goes into touch. Chris Davis not playing the ball in the correct position to Matt Blades' liking. Nonetheless, Barlow will take the ball forward. Davis again. Looks dummies to the far side. He's passed it out wide. And that'll be a Yorkshire knock-on. Wigan will get the ball back. Melling plays the ball. Hofstall will take the ball out into centre field. Good tag there from the number 1, Alex Scargill for Yorkshire. And Scargill not square, according to Matt Blades' liking. And so concedes the penalty. Yorkshire take the tap. They'll run it straight, direct route 1. It's Edward Kerr who takes the first drive forwards. Now to Gambles. Gambles passes out wide. No, he doesn't. He almost. A little bit of dummy, fooled everyone. Wigan looking for the gap on this near side. Is not able to get the ball. And Wigan will get the 6 again. It's Dave Mellon in possession, who'll play the ball. Barlow out wide, Hofstall takes it forward, Gambles again. Gambles looks to the left-hand side, steps to the right. He's tagged just short of the try line. Out to Barlow, Barlow again. And that is a Wigan try by the looks of it. It is. I think that's Richard Kerr. Richard Kerr with the try on the far side of the field for Wigan. And that will make the score 9 points to 1. Still in Yorkshire's favour. And with about 5 minutes left of this game. Barlow will take the kick. And we'll restart this game. He'll kick it over to the right hand side of the field. Toby Fogg takes the tag first up. And again it goes out wide again. This time to Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan plays the ball. Back on the inside, back to Fogg. Wigan playing some very good ball, very good tag rugby. Draws the penalty. And Matt Blaze just having a quick word with Wigan. Just calm down the plays a little bit. Minimise the penalties. Fogg through the gap. And he's going to go all the way to the try line, will he? Yes, he will. He'll be over the line. And that'll extend Yorkshire's lead to 10 points to 1. Wigan looking to kick the ball in the same direction down this right-hand side. Horsfall with the first drive. Melling with the second. It flows out wide into centre field. And Wigan are through. And a brilliant run there from Wigan centre field. It was the number 9, Phil Craven. Barlow with the ball out to Gambles. Gambles back inside. Wigan looking for support runners. Craven again. Wigan looking for options, try and break down this Yorkshire defence. They've done one already so far, the one try. Craven out wide, it's in Barlow's hands. Barlow kicks through. He's looking for the support runner, doesn't quite get there, and the ball makes it into touch instead. Good tactical awareness though from Barlow. There was no one behind, immediately behind, and so Yorkshire had to scramble to cover the defence. As they make a breakthrough, no, they don't. It's tagged on the within their own 20. Yorkshire now taking the ball out wide, and it's a very good exposing the gap outside. It's number 13, Ian Robertson, and it's been brought back by Matt Blades. I'm assuming it was in touch there. I think he was. Anyway, Barlow scoots from dummy half, goes out wide to Kerr. Barlow again, as Wigan driving forward, one at rugby, making the yards forward. It's paying off for him so far in this set of 6. Now they're throwing it out wide. Gambles in possession of the ball. He's tagged centre field. They're looking down to this left-hand side again. It's out to Melling, who knocks on, despite Eddie Horsfall's attempt to regather the ball. The Melling knock on, unfortunately. Coughs up possession for Wigan. Yorkshire in possession. The number 9, Ross Harding, takes it forward. Good yards early on in the set. Wigan looking for. They make a break through the gap through the left-hand side, and it'll be the number 4 who scores the try. Simon Howland extends Yorkshire's lead even further. And that makes the score Yorkshire 11, Wigan 1. Less than a minute left in this game. And a looping kick this time from Yorkshire forces the knock on. And Yorkshire will have one or two opportunities left, one or two plays to get and increase their score even further. They're looking out for this right hand side. It's a knock on from Wigan again. We're play on advantage, and it's the 0 tag. A good effort this time of Yorkshire from Paul Hill, who's tagged just short of the try line. It flows out wide, and again a wonderful, wonderful effort there from the number 3, Carl Smith, who's just about able to regather possession before it hits the deck. Not a knock on, and instead will score a bonus box try, and that will end the game, which will finish Yorkshire 13, Wigan 1. and welcome back to the Northern and Scottish Tag Rugby National Trials. We have a third game of our day on this live stream. We have Manchester Men's Open in the red and Yorkshire Men's Open in the blue. And Yorkshire are getting a very early start to this game, and they'll get the first try of the match as referee Matt Walker awards a try. 2 points in Yorkshire's favour. It was the number 6 Cameron Wingate who scores a try early doors for Yorkshire. And an excellent start there for the White Rose County. So a very good start for Yorkshire as they'll kick off. Return the ball back to Manchester, who won't be able to feel the kick, unfortunately. And they'll concede the goal line dropout. And so Manchester will gift Yorkshire back possession from the dropout. It's a deep kick, very good kick. It's picked up very well by Aidan Wilkinson. Wilkinson is looking out to this left-hand side. Is able to pass it out wide, but it was a very good tag there from Manchester, able to stop Yorkshire's progress. Raymond Kwan takes the ball up, passes it out right side, and it's in the hands of Yorkshire again. Yorkshire with Wilkinson. Wilkinson passes inside to Dave Wilkinson. And now Aidan Wilkinson again. He's through the gap up the middle, and I think he's got it in the box again. It has. It's another 2 points, and that extends Yorkshire's lead to 4 points to nil. Yorkshire very dominant in this opening first couple of minutes. 2 bonus box tries early doors. Manchester have got work to do. Dave Wilkinson this time with the kick. And Manchester will take possession as they'll try to get out of their own half. Plays the ball not to referee Matt Walker's liking. As Manchester get the ball, but I think they've conceded possession here of a penalty. Yorkshire again, Manchester unable to get out of their half. Yorkshire this time will again look to exert their dominance, with Kwan taking the ball forward. Looks for support, isn't able to get any, and Wilkinson passes out the outside, but he is tagged just short of the try line. Very good effort there. Now Yorkshire throwing the ball out wide. It's in the hands of Johnny Dudley. Now Yorkshire looking to get the ball back on the inside. It's a penalty this time against Manchester for closing the gap on Callum Lister. Lister will take the ball back to take the tap, and Yorkshire will get another set of 6. Lister through the gap in the middle, pirouettes round, and will score another bonus box try for Yorkshire. Extends their lead even further to 6 points to nil. Yorkshire to kick off again. Lister kicks the ball deep. It's caught on the full by Manchester. Good effort and charge outwards by number 3, Ted Crowson. Now Manchester will take the ball forward again. They're looking to get out of their own half with possession in hand. They'll get the penalty this time. No, they won't, sorry. They'll concede it again for contact. And Yorkshire will have possession once more. Manchester unable to get out of their own half on this occasion. Yorkshire looking to exert real dominance with this half. Who I think has got, I think it was number 12, Andrew Harkins, just copying a stray elbow. Yorkshire throwing the ball out wide again. It's a very good play. It's the number 15, Johnny Dudley, who's tackled just short of the try line. Yorkshire throwing the ball out to this left-hand side. The ball goes dead from a knock-on instead. And Manchester will tap very quickly and play the ball very quickly indeed, although they'll be sent back. Matt Walker not happy with the positioning. Yorkshire looking to try and trap Manchester further. Again, Matt Walker not happy that the ball wasn't tapped correctly. Now we'll play on. Manchester moving forward. It goes out wide, out to the left-hand side. A knock on, unfortunately, there for Manchester, and they won't get out of their half once again. And so Yorkshire will keep possession. Lister plays the ball, it goes out wide. Out wide to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan looking on the outside this time, looking for Dudley. Dudley is tackled on the far side of the field. It's back inside to Burkill. Burkill throws it out, managed to get a good offload back to Ryan. Lister again looking on this near side. Out to Holmes, Otis Holmes. And Yorkshire concede the penalty for contact. Manchester will this time will get through. They'll get through the line. They'll get into Yorkshire's territory this time. It's the Manchester who, on this occasion, will cough up possession right. No, they won't. They'll get the penalty. Sorry. They'll get the penalty right on Yorkshire's line. A good attacking opportunity now for Manchester to get some points on the board. Evan Davis takes the first tackle. Manchester pass it out wide. He was tagged just shy. Liam McClare almost getting the try down. He's not able to do so. Going back on themselves, Manchester. They're able to get through. No, they're not. It's Matt Porter, who unfortunately concedes the penalty there for Manchester. And Yorkshire will get possession back once again. This time they'll have to take the possession out of their own half, deep in their own half. As they drive forward, it's Dudley who takes the first tag. Yorkshire looking to come to this side of the field. They're able to do so. It's Kirkwood who gets tagged just on this near side. Now Lister throws it out wide. Throws it out wide again to Burkill. Burkill out to Ryan, who knocks on. And so Yorkshire will cough up possession this time. Manchester will play the ball just inside their own half, but they'll take it out very in the first tag. It goes out to Francis Broughton. Now Manchester, this time with Grant Shannon. They're looking to throw the ball out wide a little bit. Liam McClare's tag, just centre field. And now Manchester again looking for the gaps through. But Evan Davis wasn't able to find them. Instead, he draws a contact penalty, and it's Wei Kwan who takes the ball. Again, concedes another contact penalty, so Manchester will have possession this time. It goes out to Francis Broughton. Broughton out to Shannon. Shannon takes the tackle. It comes out to the number 3, Crowson. Crowson is tagged. Centre field. Broughton out to the number 11, Power. James Power is unable to make much yards. Looking for the gap. The gap was there on the angle from Robert Taft, but unfortunately he's tagged just in time. Manchester throwing the ball out to this right-hand side, and that's a bit of a bounce off. And that's certainly not allowed in tag rugby. Another contact penalty conceded by Manchester, and Yorkshire will have possession again, this time in the form of Lee Morrill. Yorkshire tiptoeing around the Manchester defence as they're looking for opportunities and gaps. It looks like they're going to find it on this left-hand side. No, they're going to go back onto the right. It's Robbie Kirkwood who has possession of the ball. He's tackled just over the halfway line into Manchester's half. As Yorkshire now going to throw the ball out wide to this left-hand side. Kwan is able to get the ball away, is he? Yes, just. And so the tag by Rob Chance. Nope. Kwan hit the ground first, so therefore the tag will be conceded by Kwan. As Yorkshire look for a gap down the centre of the field. Matt Ryan falls to ground in his own call, but they'll throw the ball out wide on the last tag now, and it's Dave Burkell who knocks on, and Yorkshire will cough up possession on the last tag, although they will bring it forward, and Manchester will look to try and get out of their own half. Manchester offloading the ball, good offloads there as they look to go down this near hand side, and it's a very good break by the Manchester Bees on this near side, and I think they've just hit the ground before the try line, so the try won't count, the tag will count instead, and Manchester will look to try and throw the ball out wide while they've got territorial possession. It's the last tag. McClare is tagged, and then Manchester throw the ball out to this right-hand side, and Lombardo will take the tag on the last tackle. A chance wasted there from Manchester. Yorkshire get possession back on the turnover as they take it up the middle of the field. Now they're looking out for the right-hand side. It's the number 6, Cameron Wingate, who takes the ball out wide. And Kirkwood this time will take the kick, and it'll be his own kick. He's able to regather, or not in this case. He does knock on as he looked to regather his own kick. A very good effort though from Kirkwood on the far side. A good solo bit of play, just couldn't keep hold of his own kick as the ball bobbled up off the ground. Now Manchester will look again to get out of their own half. It's in the hands of Evan Davis as they come outside, looking to come centre field. James Power in possession this time. And now Manchester are looking on this far side. They're looking for possession, but they'll concede. Oh no. Contact penalty against Yorkshire. We're wrapping around. It's in the hands of McClare this time. McClare passes outside to Lombardo. Lombardo is tackled just centre field. Manchester looking out for possession on this right-hand side. They're not able to do so. They'll go again. Lombardo throws it out wide to Broughton. Broughton passes on the outside, but that was a forward pass. Or not, sorry, tackled first before the pass. And now it's the last tag. Lombardo looks to go down the short side, or has he drawn the penalty? I think he may have done, but there's an injured Yorkshire player down on the far side. I can't quite see who it is. I think it's the number 6, Mark Webster, but could be wrong.
Number 9.
Oh, the number 9, sorry. The number 9 for Yorkshire. It is Kirkwood, sorry. You're right. As Kirkwood is helped from the field, hopefully he's okay. And Yorkshire will get possession from the penalty that subsequently was awarded to them. And now Yorkshire will take it upfield, and it's on the far side. They'll make the break down the far side, and it's the number 14 for Yorkshire. It's Otis Holmes who extends Yorkshire's lead even further. And it's turning in quite a dominant display from Yorkshire. And that makes a score Yorkshire 7, Manchester 0. Kick off from Yorkshire as Manchester will look to take it forward with Grant Shannon. No way through there for Robert Taft, but Manchester will look to throw the ball out wide. They're not able to do so. It's in the hands of Evan Davis, who's tagged just on the far side of the field. Manchester looking for get out of their own half, looking for some good opportunities to get some points on the board. It's Broughton, takes it out to the left-hand side. Davis kicks the ball through. I think that's come off a Yorkshire player, but whether he's played at it or not, I don't think it was played at, so that will be a Yorkshire ball, correctly so, as Yorkshire make the break this time in the form of Rob Chance. Rob Chance throws the ball out wide. Ball is out wide, and a missed tag there from Matt Porter, but eventually recovers. Dudley is tackled just short of the try line, and the kick comes through from Wilkinson. Wilkinson's able to challenge up his own kick. I think he's tagged beforehand though, and so the try won't count. Tag will be counted instead. Last tag now for Yorkshire. The ball is thrown out to the right hand side. It's out to Kwan. Kwan looks for opportunities, and I think Manchester will get possession that time. Penalty was awarded to them. It would have been their ball anyway from the intercept. Lombardo makes the ball forward. It's out to Broughton. Broughton, it's gone out to Davis on the far side. Davis will try and make it all the way. He's tagged just short of the try line. Very good effort and run from Evan Davis on the far wing, as Manchester look to bring the ball back onto the inside. Lombardo was in the support, but not to be. Now it's Broughton. Broughton passes out wide. It's out, but it's a knock. It's an offside penalty against Yorkshire, and Manchester will get another opportunity on Yorkshire's try line. Crowson looks for the gap, isn't able to find it. Lombardo comes out of dummy half, passes out to Lorimer. Lorimer outside to Broughton. Broughton outside to Evans. Evans is unable to find the gap through the middle. Crowson, as he tries to make a done for the try line, but he's tagged just short again. They're looking out onto the far side for Evans. Evans, will he get the try? Yes, he will. And so Manchester get their first points on the board. Yorkshire concede for the first time this game, and that will make the score Manchester 1, Yorkshire 7. Manchester to kick off. And will they find touch on the far side? No, they won't. It's in the arms of Alex Bone, who takes the first tackle. Yorkshire pirouetting around the far side in Rob Chance. Rob Chance isn't able to find the gap in the end, but Yorkshire do find the gap up the middle. This time it's in the hands of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan passes it out to his outside line to Andrew Harkins. Harkins takes the tackle. Yorkshire looking for good possession out on the far side of the field as it goes through the hands. Tagged by Chance on the far side. Kwan from dummy half passes it onto the inside. Yorkshire looking for an inside ball. It's a very good opportunity there, but they are not denied the try, I think. And it will be unfortunately, the ball had gone too far for the referee's liking, dead in goal, so they'll bring it back for the late tag penalty. Yorkshire again looking threatening on Manchester's line. It's in the hands of Rob Chance, who goes to ground before the ball is grounded, and so they'll look onto the outside again, and then this time it'll be Kwan on that far side, who looked like he'd knocked on, but I think Dave Burkill was tagged first. Indeed he was. Chance has the road ahead of him blocked by Manchester, so he'll draw the penalty. And it'll be Kwan this time, who dives for the try line, but is penalised instead. Manchester will get possession back. They'll look to get out of their half this occasion. Crowson takes the first drive. It's out to Lombardo this time, who takes the second tag. Manchester in form of Broughton. Broughton almost makes the gap through on this near right-hand edge. Isn't able to get through, make the full break. It goes out wide. Out wide this time to Shannon. Shannon is tagged just on halfway and brings the ball inside. It's the last tag. Liam McClare is tagged on onto the last, and now it's Broughton. Broughton is able to get the ball away to Lorimer, but Lorimer was tagged just after, late tagged, and will get the penalty for Manchester with another opportunity this time to attack Yorkshire's try line. Broughton passes outside. No, he doesn't. He dummied it, and that was called obstruction by Matt Walker, the referee. And Manchester will once again concede possession. Kirkwood's back on the field, and he'll make a run up the field, up the middle. A very good effort. He's tagged centre field. Yorkshire looking for opportunities through Manchester's defensive line. It goes out to the right-hand side. Manchester having to defend. Back to Kirkwood. Kirkwood brings it back to Chance. Chance, I think, has drawn a penalty, but I think Yorkshire are going to take advantage of this one. They will do. And that's the game. As Matt Walker blows full time, the score finished Yorkshire 7, Manchester 1.
I'm not sure where the ref mic has gone.
and welcome back to Stockport for the Northern and Scottish UK Tag Rugby tournament. We have in our fourth game of the day Sheffield mixed against Edinburgh North mixed. So it's Sheffield Storm against Edinburgh North Highlanders. Both these regions will be making their Nationals debut in May. And so this is the first time we'll get to see them live on the live stream today. It will be Sheffield Storm in the green and Edinburgh Highlanders in the blue. As Sheffield will get us underway. There's a good take there on the full from Edinburgh. The number 16, James Williams. Edinburgh look to throw the ball out down this left-hand side. They're able to make some good yardage with Carly Hess. Edinburgh making some good yardage up the middle. Now they're throwing it out wide, out to the far side. And they're making the break down the far side, and they're able to make a very good attempt. And I think they're going to get the first try. It will be Alice Farrelly who will get the first try for Edinburgh. And that's a very good start from the Scottish side. Sorry?
Was that female try?
It was a female try, so that would be 2-0 to Edinburgh. Edinburgh with the kick-off then. Good kick, it's bobbling. I think it's going to go out into touch. It'll be a 50-10 even. 50-10 meaning that even from a kick-off, the ball kicked from the halfway line and it goes out into touch beyond the 10-metre line, and then the team will kick the ball, will get possession back. In this case, Edinburgh get possession back. And Chris Griffins will get the try straight off the first tag. And Edinburgh extend their lead further to make it 3-0. Very good start for Edinburgh. As they'll kick off again, they'll kick back to Sheffield. They'll go short this time, but Sheffield will have some possession. Just trying to get out of their own half. No, they won't. I think it's going to be a penalty against them for contact. And so Edinburgh again will get possession this time. James Williams takes the tap, steps to his right, goes to his left, and takes the tag, the first tag. This time out to Murray. Murray passes on the inside. I think that was kicked. Not intentionally, I think, but Sheffield will get possession back and they'll try to get out of their own half, and they do so brilliantly with a brilliant run by Jack Jewell. Jack Jewell, will he get the bonus box try? He will. And that will narrow Edinburgh's lead. Takes a score to Edinburgh 3, Sheffield 2. And a very good try there from Jack Jewell. Closes Edinburgh's lead as Sheffield will kick off. Edinburgh will see possession. And they throw it out to the right hand side. And I think it was number 12, Elliot Higgins, who concedes the penalty for contact on the Sheffield player. Sheffield will take the tap and they'll have their first real attacking opportunity, a full set of 6 on Sheffield's goal line.
Come on, Sheffield!
As just unfortunately the knock on at the play of the ball concedes possession for Sheffield. Edinburgh will get the ball back and it'll be them who will look to get out of their own half. The ball comes out as Edinburgh bring it centre field. This time, contact penalty conceded by number 14, Anne Taylor. Sheffield with the tap, very quick tap. It goes out to the number 7, Jess Barker. Barker will play the ball, pass it out into this near side. And a brilliant run and a pirouette there from the number 3. It's Will Napper who's not able to get the ball down in the end. He's tagged just short of the try line, But Sheffield will look to throw the ball out wide, but it's intercepted. It's intercepted and then passed out wide. It's in the hands of the number 2 this time. It's Nick Durham. And a lovely, wonderful play there from Sheffield. But I think it's almost come to naught. As the second ball on the field, we'll get rid of that. And Edinburgh will look to try and get out of their own half. They do so on this occasion, this time in the hands of Carly Hess. Hess takes the ball out wide. It goes to Chris Griffiths, who is unfortunately concedes possession on the far side. And now Sheffield with the ball. They'll look to get out of their half. They do so on this occasion, just crossing the halfway line. And a very quick play of the ball from number 3, Will Napper. Edinburgh not getting back on side, so Matt Walker, the referee, penalises them. Napper will tap the ball on the ground and pass out to the number 6, Don Mills. As Sheffield look to pass the ball out wide. I think it's tackled there by Jewel. Jewel plays the ball. Sheffield look to go further infield, back to Napper. He'll play the ball out to the number 16, Jack Smith. Jack Smith not able to get through the gap that Edinburgh left open for them. There's a good tag in the end, and that's a knock-on. Double knock-on, I think. First one from Charlotte Clulo. And we'll cough up possession, and Edinburgh will get the ball on the 10 metres. Edinburgh looking very good up the middle in the hands of Nick Durham. Nick Durham plays the ball, passes it outside to Olivia Murray. Murray will play the ball and they'll look to go centre field again. This time with Nick Durham again. Out wide, it goes out wide, it's knocked on unfortunately by Carly Hess. Hess with a knock-on, so they'll concede possession and Sheffield will have another opportunity within Edinburgh's half to try and score and put some points on the board, more points on the board. Good pirouetting and evasion there from Will Napper. Jewel just tagged as he's trying to make a break. Now it's in the hands of Ellie Erkseen. And unfortunately, Sheffield just tagged just before the try line. Erkseen to come out wide. It's a good kick forward. That's come off the foot, I think. Oh, there's definitely contact in the middle there. I think it will go against Sheffield. Though I could be wrong. Which way has Matt Walker seen this? Indeed, possession will go to Sheffield. Go to Edinburgh, sorry, against Sheffield.
Come on, Sheffield, Big D now.
Matt Walker, referee, just instructing players how to take the restart. It's a tap ball, and it goes out to the right-hand side. Good opportunity there from Chris Griffiths, who's not able to make the breakthrough. And that's a penalty. Closing the gap. Alice Farrelly drawing the penalty for Edinburgh.
That's all right, turn face. Come on, Sheffield.
She'll tap the ball, she'll move forward, and it'll go out wide. And that was a jump through defenders. That's not allowed either. And the jump there by Elliot Tiggins. Sheffield wants a quick tap, and they'll get it. It's in Jewel again. Jewel plays the ball. Moves the ball out wide. Sheffield moving this ball out to this right-hand edge. And lovely inside ball to Ryan Kimber. And Kimber almost makes the breakthrough. Sheffield looking again. They'll make it through this time. I think it's Napper. It is Napper who will get the try for Sheffield. It's a single point. And I think that ties the game up.
Oh no, they've got one more. 3-2.
Oh, sorry. No, it's 3-3. It is 3-3. It is 3-3 because the Referee Matt Walker's just called it free all, so I'll take that. Now Edinburgh with the ball back after the kickoff. They're looking to throw it out to this left-hand side. They do so. It's a brilliant break on this left-hand side, and it's knocked on. A very good effort, but it's knocked on in the end by Ann Taylor. And Sheffield will get possession back. This time, Sheffield make it forward with Elliot Erkseen. It's passed out wide. It goes out to the left-hand side. James Pittman tackled there. As Sheffield look to go back onto the inside and then out again, trying to stretch this Edinburgh defence. Nice little skip around plays from Jack Smith on the far side. The try will go out to the far side. Sheffield looking to try and mix things up, try to stretch that Edinburgh defence. And now they'll come back onto the right-hand side. And it's a wonderful run. I think it was tagged first. I think it's Napa. No, sorry, Jewell. Jewell will play the ball, and instead the ball will come outside. That's been played at, I think, although it's a very good pickup. It's a very good pickup by the Edinburgh number 6, Lani Lassman. And Edinburgh will stretch the Sheffield defence, and they make a break, and they'll look to go from the inside. And it's the number 3 who looks like she'll score the try. Alice Farrelly for Edinburgh. That's a 3-point bonus try, which will put Edinburgh back in the lead. It'll double their lead, in fact, which makes a score Edinburgh 6, Sheffield 3. And that's a wonderful kick-off there from Edinburgh, forcing the goal line dropout. And Sheffield on the ropes here. How can they retaliate back themselves? This one female bonus box try will level the scores. Edinburgh going forward. Wonderful run in there from Chris Griffiths, but it was a good tag as well up the middle of the park from Sheffield. Edinburgh looking to go out to the right-hand side, but they turn it back into the left as they'll almost get the ball away. Philip Clements tries to get the pass out to his teammates on the far side. It's knocked down from, I think it was Jewell on this occasion, from Sheffield. That means Edinburgh will get the ball back. Edinburgh going wide in the form of Durham, but who knocks the ball on. And Sheffield will get another opportunity with possession in the hand, but they've got to get out of their own half first. Sheffield out wide. This time it's Kimber. Kimber will play the ball, but that'll be a knock on by Jewell. And Sheffield, deep in their own half, will concede possession once again. Carly Hess takes the first drive forward for Edinburgh. Edinburgh looking out to going to their right-hand side. It's a very good tag by Kimber for Sheffield, denying the Edinburgh man. It goes out wide. Oh, and it's a wonderful little, finds the gap from Philip Clements. And Philip Clements, I don't know where that gap came from. I think he did a little dummy and then a show and go. But that extends Edinburgh's lead further. That should be Edinburgh 7, Sheffield 3. Edinburgh with the kick-off. Parried down by Sheffield, but she's able to regather the ball. And Sheffield will start their counter-offensive. It's in the hands of Napa. Napa who plays the ball, goes back outside to this right-hand side, and that is a knock-on by someone. Which way is this going to go? It's going to be a penalty to Edinburgh. Edinburgh taps the ball. It's from Clements. Clements will take the ball forward. And he's tagged the first tag. Hess passes it out wide to Durham. Durham looking for a gap on this near side, isn't able to get there. Hess again from dummy half. Bit of a scrappy play the ball. And that's certainly a penalty. If not the jump in, then the contact by Elliot Higgins for Edinburgh. Sheffield will run the ball forward straight away. And it's Napa with a good break right up the middle. He's not able to get through and make further yardage. Sheffield now into Edinburgh's half as they throw the ball out to the left-hand side. Jack Smith tagged on the far side to save Edinburgh's blushes. Edinburgh 4 points ahead at the moment. Napa looking for Kimber as Kimber's tackled. Centre field. Napa passes it out to his left-hand side. It's out to Barker. Barker passes into Pittman. And now Barker again. Goes through the middle of the defensive line. And it's Jess Barker who will narrow Edinburgh's lead as Sheffield score and try and bring that deficit back round. That should be Edinburgh 7, Sheffield 5. Stop by Edinburgh from the kick-off. Good stop actually, come to think of it. As the player looks to come out the far side here. On this near side, it's in the hands of Alice Farrelly. Farrelly plays the ball, it's in the hands of Hess. Hess will play the ball. It goes to ground, but I think Sheffield are going to regather, and Sheffield will take advantage by the looks of it with a diving effort from the number 4, James Pittman, in the bonus box. And that will bring it back to 7-all. So 7 points apiece, and all of a sudden, Sheffield are back in this. Edinburgh taking the ball forward, trying to get out their own half, but they are tagged. It's Ann Taylor tagged just on this near side. Edinburgh will look to throw the ball out to the right-hand edge, and they do so very well. Able to get the ball out wide, and they're making the break now on the far side. They're looking for the pass back on the inside. It's not going to go to them. It'll go back off the ground instead into the hands of James Williams. But in the end, it's one of the female players who's tagged instead. They're going back out to the far side, but I think there was a tag there. There was. Matt Walker, referee, bringing them back. Who's going to play the ball? I think it's going to be Clements who will play the ball, the number 1. Sheffield, Edinburgh playing on the right-hand side. Tagged first there, though, by Lani Lastman. It's not going to count. Lani Lastman was tagged just before the pass came through. And now Edinburgh are looking to pass the ball out to this left-hand edge. They're going to stretch this Sheffield defence out wide. It comes very out wide. It's a brilliant take in the end. And it is a try. It'll be to Alice Farrelly, who will put Edinburgh back into the lead.
Saying that they were too heavy.
Not quite getting the score there from the referee.
I had the score at 7-all before that try.
We've got it down as 9-7 to Edinburgh. We'll check that before we leave you. Edinburgh back in possession. As it is Durham who takes the tackle for the first one, and Farley spinning out wide, and there'll be a dummy there, and I think we've got a tag back here first. We have. It was Farley who was tagged before the pass came out. out to Williams. Williams steps to his right and to his left, and eventually Olivia Murray is tagged just shy of the Sheffield line. Out to Williams again. Williams skipping a dance around, tries to get the pass out, doesn't able to do so. Now out to Taylor. Taylor looking for the pass out wide to Clements. Clements is passing out wide. It's out this time all the way out onto the far side to Lastman. Lastman is tackled just shy of the try line again. Clements is tagged this time, and that is the changeover. Sheffield quick to take the tap and restart the game. They're looking now for what I think is going to be a 50-10 opportunity, but ain't able to do so, and the tag occurs, and it's Edinburgh who will take the win. Edinburgh are certainly celebrating, and that was a brilliant game for two teams that, for their first opportunities to play at this level, put on a brilliant spectacle. And as we are just waiting for that final score, it was 9-7. So the final score, Edinburgh 9, Sheffield 7. And welcome back to this fifth game of the day. It's a mixed open game between Manchester and Yorkshire. Manchester in the red and black, Yorkshire in the blue and white. As Manchester will kick off, it'll be in the hands of Yorkshire this time. The Yorkshire number 13, Henry Longhurst, is the first one to take the ball forward. And they'll be backed up by the second tag by the number 6, Cheryl Woodman. As Yorkshire make it over Manchester, over the halfway line, into Manchester's half with a wonderful show and go. I think she's just been tagged. It's Debbie Calland who's just tagged short of the try line before the pass could go out to a support player. And now Yorkshire on the offensive. It's number 9. It was a brilliant tag by Yorkshire, but it's the number 9, Hafa Karim. And now Yorkshire looking to pass it out to this right-hand side. The ball goes to ground, but they're able to regather. And instead, there's a wonderful pirouette by the number 15, Rodrigo Martinez, who will score for Yorkshire. And that will take Yorkshire into a 1-0 early lead. Yorkshire with the early start, the early start to this game. And they'll kick it back to Dan Brown of Manchester, who will knock on, I think. No. Must have gone backwards. Will play on, and Manchester will try to get out of their own half. It's in the hands of Manchester centre field. Out to Witter, Witter passes it outside to Johnson. Johnson can see he's able to draw a penalty, an offside penalty from Yorkshire, and Manchester should on this set of 6 get out of their own half, just shy on the halfway line on this occasion from Adam Johnson, but it is passed outside to Ed Jessup. Jessup will take them over the halfway line. Johnson again from dummy half, looking for support, none to be had, so that'll be tagged, with Manchester looking in a very threatening position as Dan Brown, the ball is kicked out wide. It's come off and knocked on this occasion. It did come off a Yorkshire player, and I think Dan Brown knocked on the pick-up. Yorkshire will get possession back, and they'll run out onto the far side, and it's the number 8 for Yorkshire who'll go all the way to score the try. Anita Barton scores the try in the corner and extends Yorkshire's lead even further to take the score to Yorkshire 3, Manchester 0. Manchester making lots of substitutions on this near side, and Yorkshire will eventually get us restarted. Referee Andy Taylor blowing the whistle, and Manchester will start their offensive attack in the form of Dan Brown, who takes the first tackle. It comes out wide, a centre field, to the hands of Rebecca Richards. Richards plays the ball, it goes out to Jessup. Jessup shows and goes a little bit, but he's not able to get through that line without being tagged. Now Brown again, out to dummies inside to Witter, but will take the ball himself. It will go out wide, and unfortunately that'll be a knock-on from Sally Wood. Sally Wood coughing up possession, unfortunately, for Manchester. Yorkshire will get a quick play of the ball, and they're away. A very good tackle by Manchester from Sally Wood there on the number 13, Longhurst. And now Yorkshire take the ball forward with Leah Birkin, who plays the ball.
I texted to my older brother who's never watched.
Yorkshire passes it on the inside. They're looking to come the way they came, and that's a very good attempt to score a try. And I think she's just been denied. Try scoring opportunity, diving opportunity is denied. Yorkshire spread the ball out to the wide. It's been in the hands of Ben Stobart. Stobart will play the ball. Yorkshire will take it out wide again onto that left-hand side. Tagged on the far side eventually. Shell Woodman almost makes her way through. Yorkshire looking to come back inside now. The kicks come through, but Sally Wood is a wonderful pick-up and is able to start a Manchester counter-offensive. Dan Brown this time looks out to Witter on his near side. He's not able to find him. Goes for himself. Takes the tag. Plays it to Jessup. Jessup out to Witter. Witter will take the kick himself. Will it stand up for him? No, it won't. He's had to take the tag on that far side. Richards takes the ball out wide herself. Out to Jessup. Jessup to Brown. Brown out to Wood. Wood is tagged just on this near side. It's the last tack. Plays the ball. Bit scrappily. Out to Jessup. Jessup shows and goes himself, but he's tagged on the last one. And that will be a turnover. Turnover to Yorkshire. Yorkshire take the ball immediately on the counter-attack in Longhurst. Longhurst, an excellent run, show and go there, able to get through the line. Yorkshire take the ball out wide, out to Barton. And Barton is obstructed. Tag rugby being a non or minimal contact sport. Heavy contact is not allowed. Barton again outside the far side. Good tag from Witter, or close to the touchline. Andy Taylor, the referee, getting Manchester really back on side. Yorkshire throw it through the hands. It's coming out to this right-hand side by Frankie Bell. Frankie Bell plays the ball. It's now in the hands of Laura Elliott. Laura Elliott plays the ball. It comes out wide, out to Longhurst. Longhurst with a little bit of a show and go himself. Passes it to Armstrong, who'll take the tag on the far side. Yorkshire will throw it back inside. It's in the hands of Karim. Karim throws it out wide, and it's Elliott who'll bring Yorkshire to the last tag. And Karim passes out wide again. They're looking for an opportunity to get through, but Sally Wood, brilliant tag there from Sally Wood to force a changeover on the last tag. Brown will take the quick tap, roll ball.
Yes, James.
He'll play the ball, make a few good yards. This time it comes out to Richards. Richards with possession of the ball. As Manchester go through the middle of the park. Out to Witter this time. Witter looking from the inside. Not able to get there. Now it's out to Johnson. Johnson looking for Rongong, Joel Rongong. It's a 50-10 attempt from Johnson, but I think Yorkshire will have it covered. They do. And they'll straight through the gap. And this is a massive counter-offensive attack here from Yorkshire. It's the number 16 from Yorkshire who looks like he'll score in the corner. He will. The number 16, James Pearson, extends Yorkshire's lead even further.
4-0.
And that takes the score to Yorkshire 4, Manchester 0. Referee Andy Taylor making sure that Yorkshire actually kick the ball off the halfway line. And away we go to restart this game. Yorkshire 4 points to the good. Dan Brown now takes the ball up the middle for Manchester. Quickly played, now it's out to Johnson. Johnson looks for Wood, isn't able to find her, takes the tag himself. It comes out wide, now Wood takes the ball forward. She's tagged just making a few metres forward. Now Jessup goes for the 50-10, but the ball goes out well short of the 10-metre line. And Yorkshire will get possession back to where the ball went into touch. Now Yorkshire in possession. This time with Frankie Bell. And now we have Rodrigo Martinez taking a good strong run forward, stopped by Jessup. Jessup making another good tag on Laura Elliott. And it's a bit of a workhorse. He's Ed Jessup in the tagging department at the moment, but Yorkshire getting the ball away from him. They're throwing it out to the left-hand side. It's in the hands of Anita Barton on the last tag. Some good work from Jessup there as Yorkshire this time look for the 50-10 opportunity. They're not able to get it. The ball just sits up and falls into the hands of Isabel Birds. And now Jessup almost makes an effort down this near side, but he's tagged just before he's able to get away. Wood now takes the ball forward for Manchester. Still deep in their own half of Manchester. It'll be a knock-on and a knock-on there from Adam Johnson. Well, he's not going to like that one bit. But Yorkshire will play the ball and they'll have an opportunity to extend their lead further, and they will do, this time in the form of Rodrigo Martinez. Extends Yorkshire's lead on the back of Adam Johnson's knock-on, and it will be Yorkshire 5, Manchester 0. Yorkshire kick off again. And they'll need to field this kick, they will do. And they'll drive forward for the first offensive of this set of 6. Now in the hands of Flick Street, number 14. And that's a knock-on by Barney Dathan. And Yorkshire now will immediately counter and they'll score and extend that lead further. And that is very disappointing there for Manchester. Yorkshire being very clinical, very dominant so far in this game. And that extends the score to Yorkshire 6, Manchester 0. Yorkshire, I'm sure you heard on the sideline there, wanting to keep that intensity, and that's another 50-10 from Yorkshire. Manchester failing to keep the ball out. Again, a reminder, 50-10 if the ball is kicked from within the 50-metre line. A bit like a 40-20 in Rugby League, kick from in the 50-metre line, it goes out beyond the 10 metres, then the kicking team get possession back, and that includes from a kick-off as well. And now Yorkshire will extend their advantage further with another 2 points, this time in the form of Cheryl Woodman, who takes the score now to Yorkshire 8, Manchester 0. Manchester field the kick-off. It's Dan Brown in possession, who's able to get away, and he'll look for Joel Rundong on this far side. But Rundong is unfortunately tackled. It's to play the ball from Dan Brown. They've gone out to Sally Wood. Sally Wood passes it out wide. It goes out to Witter this time. And Manchester looked like they were going to get through on that far side. They weren't able to in the end. Witter now goes back into the inside, trying to compress the Yorkshire defence, and now he's brought it all the way out to this near side instead. But it's a penalty. I think it will go against Manchester for contact. It does. Dan Witter there just questioning Andy Taylor's contact interpretation, but accepts it and will play on. Yorkshire will look to try and get the ball forward. Nice little pirouette in there from the number 11 from Yorkshire, Simon Reich. Now it's out to Frankie Bell, who takes the tag. And now Yorkshire will look to spread the ball out to the left-hand side. Out to Woodman, who knocks the ball behind her. And eventually Barton is tagged on the far side of the field. Longhurst this time takes the ball forward. He's still got both his tags on, so he'll run forward. He'll take their advantage count, and he'll find the gap, and he'll extend Yorkshire's lead even further. In a disappointing game so far for Manchester, that takes the score to Yorkshire 9, Manchester 0. Yorkshire to kick back to Manchester. A bobbling ball this time, but it's able to be fielded by Manchester on the far side and regathered. Ball is played to Witten, who passes out to the inside and up the centre field into the hands of Becky Plummer. And now we've got Barney Dalton running with the ball, running sideways, back out to Sally Wood, who's tagged just on this near side. Sally will play the ball out to Brown. Brown takes the ball forward, out to Rongong. And now it's Brown with the 50-10 attempt, but I don't think that's going to have the legs to go all the way. But he's chased up his kick very well and just wasn't able to get the tag off the Yorkshire fullback. And instead, Yorkshire will just settle the ball with Simon Reich. Frankie Bell takes the ball forward. And now Yorkshire capitalising on the space on this near side against Manchester. It's James Pearson who takes the tag on this near side. Back out to Bell. Bell is passed out all the way out to Karim. Karim plays the ball, it goes out wide again. Going down that left-hand side, the kick comes in from Stobart, and Stobart, I think, will just be tagged before the line. A wonderful cover defence from Manchester. It is the last tag on this occasion, I think. It is. And it will be Laura Elliott who will cough up possession on the turnover. And Witter immediately begins the counter-attack for Manchester. Plummer from the hook in half. Passes outside to Dalton. It goes out to Jessup. Jessup's looking for the 50-10 again. It's a long 50-10 on this occasion. It'll go out well short. And Yorkshire will slowly, I don't think they're in any rush, but will take the play of the ball. And Yorkshire will begin a counter-offensive on the far side as they make the break down the far side. And it is the number 8, Anita Barton, who's just tagged before she can get away from Dan Witter from Manchester. And now it's Laura Elliott. Laura Elliott is tagged in the second tackle. Now they're looking back inside. They're looking back inside the way they came at Yorkshire. And it looks like they're going to score in the corner. Are they? No. Barton is tagged just short to the try line again. The ball comes out wide. Out to Reich. Reich will play the ball. It'll come out to the Yorkshire female player, Leah Birkin, almost getting through. Not quite on that occasion. And somehow that ball has been grounded. I don't think it was grounded legally. And Manchester will reap the benefits of that knock-on. Flick Street makes the gap through the middle. Is she able to get away? No, she's not. She's tackled just shy of the halfway line. It comes outside to Johnson. Johnson is looking for support on the far side. He isn't able to get it. And instead, it will be a tag. Yes, Adam Johnson tagged just before the try line. Jessup this time. Jessup now in the hands of Plummer. Plummer passes out wide. It's in the hands of Dathan. Now back to Plummer, now back to Dathan. And now out to Birds. Isabel Birds is tagged just on this near side. It's the last tag now. It's out to Street. Street out to Plummer. Plummer out to Jessup. Jessup, long ball out to the far side, but it's not going to fall into the hands cleanly of Flora Bouchier. And she'll be tagged on the last tag, which is the handover. And Yorkshire will look to get themselves out of their own half. They do with a strong run forward. As they look to go over to the left-hand side, they're exposing that left edge. It's Barton again, who is looking very threatening on that left-hand side of the field for Yorkshire. Back to Karim. Karim passes outside. He's looking for an outside pass. Is he able to get there? No, not quite. Now it's Armstrong. Armstrong passes inside to Woodman. Woodman passes back to Karim. Karim with the ball now as it's thrown out to the left-hand side. It's thrown out to the left-hand side to Reich. And Reich will rubber the ball forward. And he will dive on the ball to give the try to Yorkshire and extend their lead further, which makes it a score of Yorkshire 10, Manchester 0. And referee Andy Taylor saying there is less than a minute to play. And Yorkshire will kick off at what is a very dominant performance from the White Rose County so far this game. Manchester with very little to lose, throwing the ball about. It's in the hands of Dathan, who isn't able to get the ball further. Plummer will play the ball. Whittle acting half-back in the hands of Jessup. Looking for Johnson, wasn't able to get the support play. It'll be the last tag of the game. It's in the hands of Johnson. Johnson is looking for his winger on the far side, but that's not going to come to fruition. And instead, it'll be picked up by Laura Elliott, and the eventual last tag is plucked out the air, and referee Andy Taylor blows for full time. It's finished here. Yorkshire 10, Manchester 0. And welcome back to this Northern and Scottish Nationals Regional Tournament. We have our 6th game of the day on this live stream between Manchester Women's Open and Sheffield Women's Open. Manchester in the red and black, Sheffield in the green. And referee Andy Taylor is about to get us kicked off. Sheffield will be debuting in May in their first Nationals tournament down in London. And Manchester kick us off, and it will go just misses out from the touchline as Sheffield reclaim possession deep in their own half. They take the ball forward. It's with Katerina Booth, who takes the second tag of the match, and now Sheffield going forward, this time with with Megan Williams. Sheffield on the far side of the field. They're going to look to try and make some possession. They're not able to get out of their own half so far. They may want to get with the kick this time. It goes low, and it's covered by Manchester from Eve Shotton. Eve Shotton will look to take the ball forward, and is able to pass the ball out wide, and a lovely little break on the way through, and it's Manchester who will get the first points of the game. And it's Ellie McCarthy who will get the first points, but the break was made by a wonderful Priya Chauhan, who had a brilliant attempt to make the break on the far side. As we are joined by none other than 2022 International Tag Referee of the Year, Matt Blades. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, very good, thanks, Nick. Great day of tag so far. Looks like the start of a very nice game here between Manchester and Sheffield.
Well, we've just been mentioned Sheffield are making their debut in Nationals this year. Manchester have been there on all occasions so far. What can we expect from both sides?
I think that this Manchester ladies team look really well drilled together. The Sheffield team's relatively new to go and play together, but seeing their standards in the league constantly improving, this will be a great experience for them. And hopefully they can put on a really good show when it comes to the national tournament, and particularly here against a relatively strong Manchester girls side.
Manchester girls side with a lot of experience between them, and playing together quite regularly as well. As we are on the final tag now for this set of 6, it's fallen into the hands wonderfully of the number 2 for Manchester, Emma Cassidy.
A very nice clean-up tag there as well by Morgan from Sheffield, and this is a great break by Ellie from Manchester. And a very nice box try at the end there to finish off a lovely move by that Manchester squad.
And that will extend Manchester's lead to 3 points to 0, assuming that we're an all-female team, we're not playing double points in this game.
That's correct. When we play 2 female sides against each other, all tries have scored the 1 point with the bonus point there for the box.
So that takes the score to 3 points to 0 towards Manchester. Sheffield starting strong. Manchester just a little bit better so far. Ball bobbles infield from the kickoff. The tag is taken by the number 2, Grace Matthews, as it comes out wide to this near side. Sheffield looking to get out of their own half. Referee Andy Taylor not quite happy with where the penalty was blown, or where the penalty was taken. And he'll allow them to tap the ball and go forward, this time in the hands of the number 6, Ashley Pilkington. Pilkington plays the ball, it goes out centre field. Looking for support is Morgan Wright, who's not able to find it. Instead it'll go centre field, further out to the left-hand side. As they keep going out to that left-hand side, Sheffield looking to stretch this Manchester defence, and they're almost able to get through, but instead Manchester will concede a penalty for offside.
It's a very nice move developing there by Sheffield. They're managing to go and make those extra little bit of metres every time they play the ball. Just catching Manchester off that little bit with those sideways runs, then taking those extra couple of steps, just making the metres. This looks like a very nice little raid on their try line if they can just make it stick.
It's in the hands of Megan Williams. Williams is tackled on the second tag, but it's going to be thrown out to the left-hand side, and now it's out all the way as they coming back the way they came. This time, Pollyanna Roberts will play the ball. It'll go wide, but they'll come back inside Sheffield. Again, I think they're trying to create a gap on the outside edge. Now they'll throw it wide further. And back inside again, sorry. Tag this time, Megan Williams plays the ball just before the try line. Now out to Pollyanna again. And she will draw a penalty for Manchester. Manchester offside on this occasion.
Manchester just getting that little bit sloppy there. That's 3 penalties in quick succession by the Manchester ladies. They just seem to be struggling slightly with this lateral motion and the quick play the balls that Sheffield are managing to get.
It's a very good effort from Sheffield so far as they try to force some pressure and get some points on the board. And I think they will do. No, good tag from Eve Shotton. Denies the number 6 from Sheffield, Ashley Pilkington.
Well, it looks as if potentially the other Manchester girl there, can't just see her number, looks like she may have just injured her hand in the process of taking that tag. Just has to keep an eye out on number 16 there, just feeling the thumb.
16, Phoebe Cartwright. Oh no, sorry, Liz Smith, sorry, for Manchester.
Yeah, she seems to have recovered now.
It's a looping ball out in an attempt to find Grace Matthews on this near side, but unfortunately the ball goes into touch.
Unfortunately, I think Polly Roberts thought Grace Matthews was about 7 foot there with that pass.
Manchester now looking to get out of there, deep out their own half. As the ball goes up the centre field, it's a good little run there from Manchester. What's the referee, Andy Taylor, pulled up here? Forward pass?
That sounded like a forward pass or a knock on. I'll be honest, it didn't look very clean just as it went through. Doesn't surprise me that he's made that call there. Hopefully this could be a bit more pressure from the Sheffield side, maybe being able to crack the line this time.
Williams passes it outside to Beach. Beach will play the ball, and Williams will again pass it outside to Winger on the far side. Towell plays the ball, and again looking at Pollyanna Roberts on that far side, looking to try and go down the short side, not able to do so. Sheffield will play the ball and look to go back in field. It will go dead in goal straight away from the kick, and Manchester got out of jail a little bit there. Very
much so. What was building some very good pressure, particularly through Roberts driving the troops around, unfortunately just came to an abrupt end with a kick that just seemed that little bit mistimed, a little bit too deep, and Manchester now managing to make very easy meters up the middle, coming on to almost the halfway on just the second tag. But of course, commentator's curse just goes and ruins that with a knock on there.
Well, it was a knock on by Ellie McCarthy, but I think it was a double knock on as well.
So yes, I think it was number 8 for Sheffield knocking on first, followed by the knock on by the Manchester ladies.
So Manchester will have possession. They'll take it over the halfway line, just about, in the form of Freya Cloker. And then they'll throw the ball out wide. They keep throwing it out wide, and they're going to expose the gap on that far side. Almost. Liz Smith was almost through.
Very good tag there by Roberts, just to go and deny Smith. She was in clear space if she'd have managed to make that half break into a full line break.
Hamish Sinclair looking for the gap up the middle, not to be had. Smith goes up the middle instead, and she's not quite able to keep the ball to get through. Now it's into Eve Shotton, who passes it outside. It's going through the hands in Manchester, and eventually it's Freya Cloplo who's tagged. It's the last tag this time, signalled by Andy Taylor. The kick goes a slightly too high above shoulder height, and we'll have the changeover straight away.
That was a very nice set there from the Manchester ladies, managing to make meters relatively easily, just let down at the end there, just by a slightly poor kick. Something that I think both of these teams need to work on based on these last couple of sets is that final applying pressure from tag number 5. Good tag there by Shotton on Roberts, just denying that raid. Could have turned into something for the Sheffield side, but they managed to make meters there up through the middle with number 10.
Michelle King plays the ball, it pulls out to Roberts again. Roberts is passing on the outside to the number 9, Pip Lorimer. And Sheffield making a really good attempt to go forwards. Now it's with El Haddad on the last tag, and they'll go down the short side, or they'll knock it forward. I think Lorimer was trying to go for the kick there, it didn't come off.
No, it didn't quite come off, and again, a poor end to a set which promised quite a bit. Sheffield You would say normally when you go so laterally as they are doing on most of these tags that you wouldn't make much distance, but they're managing to catch these Manchester ladies offsides. That's a very nice break there by Riches, trying to go and make her way through the line, but unfortunately just been called up for fending. Just those arms coming down and she started spinning, trying to move away from the Sheffield players.
Well, that's a little unfortunate there for Laura Riches, the GB player, the representative from Manchester, as Sheffield will make the charge forward with Claire Malin. Malin will play the ball. Come out wide to the number 6, Ashley Pilkinson. Pilkinson will take the tag. And Sheffield will keep coming the same way, trying to play up the middle. Michelle King tagged on the halfway line. Now trying to throw the ball around Sheffield, it's all in the hands of Charlesworth this time. Charlesworth will play the ball, goes out to Roberts. Roberts will look to come back the same way, but they'll carry on. And so it's in the hands of Lorimer. Lorimer will go sideways, back on the halfway line. And the last tag signalled by Andy Taylor, the referee. There's a knock on. This time, no. We're playing on.
I think it may just have come off Mead's feet there. It's one of these, and as a referee, you have to make a judgment call in that situation. It's hard to see, particularly through the massive bodies. I actually think, from my position here, it looked like it was actually the right call by Taylor.
Fair play.
Naturally, being part of the referees union, I'll stick up for my colleagues.
Yeah.
Manchester starting to make a few metres here.
They're going up the middle this time. It's Riches again out onto the far side. Manchester going to looking to extend it out to Mead. Mead will play the ball. It's the last tag. Riches will show and go. She'll go for the kick in herself. She'll try and chase her own kick. Is it going to be too far? It's too far. It's a touch on the far side.
Yeah, unfortunately, as is the case with our lovely shaped balls in rugby, it just took that bounce that just took it towards the sideline. That had just bounced in field. Riches was nice and clear, would have been able to go and pick that up and probably get in for the score.
Sheffield will play the ball now, 10 metres out from their own try line by the looks of it. What's the hold up here? We'll play the ball. And a bit of a scrappy pass there from Sheffield. They'll lose ground.
Thankfully, it was cleaned up very well by Keane, but this has opened up a nice little overlap on this right-hand wing. Lorimer bouncing away from one, being taken in the end by Cassidy for Manchester.
Well, Manchester need to be careful. They're being exposed into the far side, and really they should have been forcing pressure onto Sheffield. And we'll have a knock-on. I think it's the number 6, Pilkinson, who's knocked on.
As we were just saying, Manchester seem to be slightly exposed on the wing, but there's a very good break by Riches, making the box and getting the score. Very nice break through the line. That change of momentum could be so crucial for Manchester, having just absorbed that pressure.
A lot of pressure from Sheffield, haven't they?
Very much so. This last couple of minutes, Sheffield have been finding holes left and right with their style of play. That was very much against the grain. This could go and swing the momentum very neatly now towards Manchester as they extend that lead out. 5-0 being the score.
I say Manchester 5, Sheffield 0. Sheffield putting up a very good, valiant performance.
Very much so. This squad assembled relatively late in the season. They're putting a good show up for them. Well kept with that ball staying in the field of play. Let's see how they can develop this now with Charlesworth down the wing.
Charlesworth takes it down the wing, but is stopped short in her tracks. Sheffield trying to get out of their own half, deep out their own half, former Vel Haddad. And now they'll look to move forward. Just not able to try and throw the ball out as wide as they need to make significant yardage. This is much better from Sheffield. It's fallen to the hands of Alexandra Lee, who plays the ball. And it goes out to Pilkinson again. Pilkinson, unfortunately, passes to the inside and is tagged by, it's Malin who is tagged. The kick comes in from Sheffield, only takes it to about halfway, but it's a very good chase from the number 9 pick, Lorimer.
Unfortunately, it was just far too high from the Sheffield girls. Looked like it slightly came off the boot wrong to go so high. More like what you see in full contact rugby instead of tag.
Just for those who are joining us for the first time, as a little bit of a pirouette, and it looks like we have a try from the number 9, Maureen Ogier. And that will extend Manchester's lead further and make it Manchester 7, Sheffield 0.
Yeah, a very good break there by Ogier. just going and taking the very quick play of the ball with no markers, exposing that gap up the middle and managing to break straight through into the box.
I mean, that's an experience in a way, isn't it, from Sheffield? They are debuting at Nationals this year, so they'll pick these things up, unfortunately the hard way.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just those little things, exposing themselves through the quick play of the balls, not having markers quite in position as Pilkington gets tagged their centre field.
Sheffield moving the ball out wide. It's to Malin. Malin goes forward past Pilkington. Pilkington looks for the inside ball. Sheffield will be tagged still deep in their own half. Pilkington tries to go with a little grubber kick but isn't able to get the ball away. Instead, Manchester will try to take advantage, but they're just tagged short instead. It's in the hands of Sinclair at the moment. Shotton from dummy half passes it out wide to Cassidy. Cassidy will be tagged. And I think Shotton will throw it out this wide again. We go to Smith. Smith will go all the way through. I think she is. Liz Smith for Manchester, extending their lead even further to 8-0 now.
Very much, and again that just showed the slight inexperience of the Sheffield girls. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a show and go there by Sinclair, dummying out the wing El Habab, and then unfortunately just not Sheffield sliding across, exposing themselves with a gap just for Sinclair to go in and get the score.
4 minutes left to play according to referee Andy Taylor. And Manchester will restart the game with the kick-off. It is caught. No, it's not been stopped out of play, sorry. By the number 5, Charlesworth, unfortunately letting that go just a bit too far, which will concede the goal line dropout. Kicked along the ground and picked up by, it's the number 8 for Manchester, it's Ellie Mead, who will score a box try again to extend Manchester's lead even further. And I think the floodgates are opening up a bit now.
Yeah, very much so. That, unfortunately, it seems like the air's just slightly come out of Sheffield's momentum. They were unlucky there to concede that goal line dropout, the ball just crossing the plane of the try line, and then Mead picking up and just finding a gap and managing to get straight through. Unfortunately, rugby in all forms is very much a momentum game, and Manchester seem to have all the momentum. Sheffield just can't, unfortunately, seem to turn that tide as another ball goes dead off the kick-off, conceding another goal line dropout.
Manchester will get possession back from another goal line dropout. Kick this time along the ground again. And it's fallen into the hands of Ritchie, or thought it was going to fall into the hands of Ritchie. She's let it go through her legs. And Sheffield now will want to pin Manchester back as far as they can do. But Ritchie's looks to try and make the break herself. And her own error, it looks like she'll reap the benefits from it in the end, as she does score in the corner. Laura Ritchie's adding an extra single point onto Manchester's total.
Very much so, and unfortunately for the Sheffield side, it seems as if fatigue's starting to kick in now. You can tell the experience of the Manchester girls playing in the Super League level at Manchester. It was a very valiant effort there to just try and take the tag. Unfortunately, just one missed tag by Sheffield opened up that gap. Although those little mistakes from the Manchester side with the ball going through, they're those momentum chains that Sheffield will hope to be able to capitalise on. Managing to just keep the ball in play there. Let's see how they can work it out from their own try line.
Good attempt to keep the ball in play in the end as Sheffield try deep in their own half, try to get the ball out and try and get some more points, try and get some points on the board as they take the ball forward. Good run that time from the number 14, Morgan Wright. She'll play the ball and she'll look to her support player. It's gone out to Pilkington in the end. He's tagged just centre field. It'll go out wide further still.
A good little run there by Alexander Lee for Sheffield, just trying to find that little gap, try and put the hit through. Roberts with a nice little depth kick in, chased well by Matthews. Just a very slight little mistake by Ogier. Again, it's those little 50-50s that Sheffield need to try and capitalise upon if they're to regain a bit of momentum.
It was a good trap by Ogier, but I don't think she'd have liked it to go as far forward as she probably would have expected.
No.
A mistake from Manchester this time, is it, or was it tagged beforehand? I think it was a late tag.
Yeah, late tag, just leaned into the breakdown in possession from the Manchester girls. So we just bring it back. Again, it's one of these, unfortunately, that all these little 50-50s just not going Sheffield's way. And unfortunately, it's one of these, unfortunately, when it rains, it seems to pour at the moment as yet another knock on there by the Sheffield side.
Well, it was past to Killick looking for Riches, but intercepted by Sheffield. Knock on gives Manchester another set of 6. And now Smith will take the ball forward for Manchester. She'll pass it out to Killick. Killick will look for Riches. I think she just tagged short. It was a perfectly timed tag, to be honest with you. Manchester looking to play the ball with Smith on that far side, and Smith will score another 2 points for Manchester. Excellent running and good line angles as well from Liz Smith to receive that pass on the angle and expose Sheffield's defence.
Very much so. Tag rugby is all about a game of finding space, and just with that change of direction there, Liz Smith has unfortunately opened up that Sheffield line once more, and also managed to successfully find the bonus box for that extra point, just further extending this lead.
Manchester to kick off. It's a good trap by Sheffield in the middle of the field, and they'll look to take the ball out forwards. I don't think there's long left now on Andy Taylor's watch. Goes out to the number 9 for Sheffield, Pip Lorimer. And now Morgan Wright this time will take the ball forward. A very good effect. And that wraps it up for today's first part, well, for this game anyway, game 6.
Yeah, game 6 of the day. Thanks to the players, have a bit of a lunch break now. It seemed like the fatigue went and took the toll on Sheffield in the end. But to be honest, the scoreline makes it look a lot worse than it was. Manchester were very good at finding the bonus box on there. I think the Sheffield girls can take heart whenever they got the ball with a nice spell of possession, particularly early on. They were managed to put pressure on that Manchester line. It was just unfortunate towards the end. They just kept finding those breaks, and the Manchester girls unfortunately just went and made each attempt pay at the line.
Well, that wraps up game 6 here for the time being. The final score in the end was Manchester 13, Sheffield 0.
This is Westminster.